It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
Thank you for being a friend. Run back again. Hey, what's up, guys?
No, that one wasn't as good as the last ones.
Oh, whatever. I thought it was a good song. I can't imagine why I would be thinking about that particular show right now.
Why? I'm not sure. Well, first, let's get back to
What?
last week or last episode, whenever, I don't know. We brought you a guest.
Yeah.
This episode, we bring you another guest, a returning
Nailed
guest. I don't even think he's considered a guest anymore. He's just like, honorary member host thing. I don't even know anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, just put your hands together for Tivis again.
And insert fake applause, lighting the applause banner. And
go.
Be funny, damn it.
Yeah.
Tell me a joke.
Thank you guys for having me back.
Yeah.
Always.
Sorry, my schedule's been hectic.
I just show up when Michael tells me to.
John,
or I just ignore him.
John,
Me.
tomorrow night at 1 a.m.
Done.
There.
I will be there. I'll turn the computer on and go right back to sleep.
All right, so what are we doing today, boys?
I don't know. We actually, I'm going to pull the veil back here. We're recording 2 episodes in 2 days. And so we had a guest on, Amelia Song, if nobody remembers, or in case you didn't hear it yet. So we talked to her about some industry stuff pertaining to her and her career. So I was like, okay, we've exhausted all our topics mostly for the day because that's what we kind of prep for. And then Michael is like, HBO Max is coming out, and I heard rumors that Tivis had some stuff to say about it, and I am very curious.
I got stuff to say on a few things dealing with this service.
Ooh, I mean, if you guys want to go ahead and get right into it, I am on pins and needles, boys.
What did you guys check it out yet?
I checked it out a little bit. Didn't have a whole lot of time to really like dive into watching anything, but I did check it out.
Yeah, I did not, just because I already have the DC app, so most of the stuff that was going on there, I kind of already had access to. So.
Right.
I'm gonna give you a little spoiler. There's barely anything from the app on there.
Oh, now I'm spoiled. Shit, my life will never be the same. It kind of sounds like kind of like the problem Disney had. Like they didn't have like any original stuff or anything really worth a damn to put out at the time because
they had at least had the Mandalorian.
It's true.
Right.
I think that actually was a week after they launched it, though, and then they pissed people off with the aspect ratio thing for Simpsons. But they did put out Lady and the Tramp remake. Thank God.
I think the Simpsons thing is getting fixed today, actually.
Oh, that's awesome. Nope, that's a good idea. I think people forget how many good jokes were just in the background because the animation was so good.
Yeah.
Well, I know, for original content for HBO Max, they have like I didn't watch it, but I heard it was actually pretty good. The Not Too Late show with Elmo, which is like
I did see that.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for Muppets.
I didn't watch it.
Probably check that out.
You didn't watch that one?
Excuse me. It looks interesting, but I mean, there's literally 6 originals right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're didn't they have original Looney Tunes for this now?
Yeah, they have a new Looney Tunes, and I tried the first episode.
It's like a new season, not like the old catalog.
The art style is they try to get as close to the old while keeping it new as possible. So I give them credit for that. They tried to keep the same spirit as the old cartoons, but honestly, the first story I watched, it was with Donald and Porky Pig, not Donald, Daffy,
Mm.
wrong duck. But they put two small things together, like they used to do. It's like 7 minutes or 8 minutes total.
Mm.
4 minutes for the first one. They spend about 1.5 to 2 minutes just doing slapstick humor where Daffy does stuff that hurts Porky. It ran on a bit too long.
Right.
I think kids will like it, but it's not as good, I think.
Yeah.
Now, I wonder if the Animaniacs redo is going to be on this exclusively, or if they're actually going to put that on TV. Because that's Warner Brothers, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I actually felt like this was more Animaniacs than Looney Tunes.
Yeah. How you're describing it sounds like it. Because they have... Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. The animation isn't too far off from the original stuff.
No, they have a few changes here and there. I don't know why Bugs Bunny's gloves are yellow now, but
That's
he
strange.
hasn't washed them in years. So.
Ugh. They're stained from Space Jam.
The Not Too Late Show with Elmo does look pretty fun, though. And then they have On the Record, which I'm not really sure. I think that's a music thing, right? Is that what that is?
Why does that sound familiar? What is that?
it presents the haunting stories of former A&R executive Drew Dixon.
Yeah. Okay. And then they have a show called Craftopia, which is like literally what is it, crafts.
Yeah, my wife fell in love with that show instantly. She likes making it and all that. But she got 5 episodes in, and there's already an audio problem. They have the audio dub for episode 3 on episode 5.
All right. I just saw a frame from the new Looney Tunes stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of weird, but I think it's okay.
I will say the second short in that first episode gave me a little more, like it was Bugs Bunny and Yosemite doing an arm wrestling competition.
I like Yosemite Sam. Big fan. Because I'm American, I like guns.
America.
Oh, so my state's on fire, by the way.
What?
I don't know if you guys knew that.
No, that one escaped me.
Yeah, have you guys seen the hashtag Minneapolis riots, or it's like Minneapolis on fire? It's been a lot of looting and stuff going on in Minneapolis. Auto zones and Targets are being lit
Did you get
up.
anything good?
I don't live in Minneapolis, thank God. Now, dude, I wouldn't even get my ass out of bed to go get fucking Best Buy Black Friday shit. You think I'm going to go looting? Come on. That would require even more effort. I'm not doing that.
That's kind of funny.
It's kind of insane. But yeah, so that's fun. Hope your guys' states are doing well.
I mean,
well, we had a tiny riot 11 minutes from the house, but it was over within 5 minutes.
Really? I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah,
it was flash mob.
There's fucking riots all the time there, though. So, we don't have any rioting. We just gave up on the quarantine in Florida. We were just like, fuck it. Not go to the beach. Not we personally in my house. I'm just saying, like, the state itself was just like, quarantine? Nah, we're good. It's like they open like everything. Dude, you could go get a massage now. I'm like, how is that social distancing at all? Like,
yeah.
Well, do you see some of the plans for the strip clubs and stuff?
No.
They're really trying to get those places back open.
I mean, if they do Mortal Kombat theme, it'll work. So there you go.
Trying to figure out what these other 2 shows. One of them's called Love Life, and from what I'm gathering, it's kind of similar to Sex and the City.
Oh,
they have no description.
Anna Kendrick right? No.
Yeah, it's
Is it Anna?
Zoe Chow and Anna Kendrick.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I said her last name wrong.
Was Anna Kendrick's doing another show? I really want to watch it, but it's like on this app-based service. Quibi. I don't know what the fuck.
Quibi.
Oh yeah.
But I'm like, I don't want to have to pay for an app-based service. I can't really watch it anywhere but on my phone, I think, or on the computer, probably.
Yeah, I think so.
Have you guys talked about Quibi before?
Have we?
I don't think so.
Did you see what the guy, what is the CEO of it or whatever he is? I don't even care about his label. What he said why it's not doing so well?
No.
He blamed the virus. The
Streaming
time when
service?
people are at home wanting new content to watch.
If anything,
That's-
that would. I mean, maybe he should make his service more, accessible than just on the fucking phone. Then.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest thing. Like, no streaming service can blame the virus right now for low ratings.
Well, that's the Quib. Is that the thing where they're like these pretty high end stars are doing like little short films?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Chance the Rapper.
It's
I think,
like
has
new
something to do with
episodes
it.
every day. That's their tagline.
And Reno 911's back on there.
Oh,
Jeffrey
that's kinda
Katzenberg. Is that who you're talking about? The founder of it, Jeffrey Katzenberg?
cool.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Okay.
I didn't even bother to remember his
the
name.
founder and the CEO are two different people, so.
Okay.
But yeah, like they have the Reno 911 on there. But the one I want to watch is the Anna Kendrick one. It's called Watch Dummy, I think. Where her like boyfriend's sex doll comes to life, and like they do this whole basically like mannequin,
I heard about that.
but like with a sex doll. I was like, that's kind of cool. I kind of want to see it. The trailer made it interesting. So
Yeah.
one of these
I
days
like
we're
it.
gonna have to
I
get
like
it so
Anna
we can
Kendrick,
play
so.
the audio of the trailers on here.
Yeah.
Then the other new show is called Legendary, and the description I got is that it's basically RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes.
All right.
Again, no description on the app.
Yeah.
And I will say their mobile app sucks.
Oof.
It wouldn't even update because they use the exact same HBO Now is what it was. When Max came out, the update was there, but it refused to change from HBO Now until I deleted it and re-downloaded it.
Oh,
Here-
get wrecked.
Here's the description for Legendary. Because you actually have to Google apparently because it doesn't tell you on their app.
On the head.
Yeah.
Pulling from the underground ballroom community, voguing teams called houses compete in dance challenges and showcase fashions for chances to win a cash prize.
I actually know that style of dance. Actually,
There you go.
they do like that weird falling knee thing and like the duck walk.
Mm-hmm.
This is really strange. God, I forgot that was a thing.
I wish
It's like
they would
they do like hyper vogue poses. It's like really weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I
guess
really
weird's
wish
not the
they
word.
would have
It looks
had
painful.
some type of DC content to launch this with. If anything, they could have just put fucking Stargirl there. Just to have
Did
some
you-
type of DC thing there.
Let's go through some of the movies that are on here.
Okay.
For DC, Aquaman, the four Burtonverse films, Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker.
Which
Good
aren't
film.
all of those on the DCU app as well?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Except for like Aquaman. I don't think.
I think that one should be on
I
there
don't
by
think
now.
the DCEU movies are on the DC universe app, which
no,
is
I don't
fucked
think
up.
so.
Really?
Yeah, because
the
Birds of
hell?
Prey's not on there like right now.
Birds of Prey just
That's
dropped.
not
I don't
on
think
here either.
that's gonna be on there for a few.
Yeah.
They got The Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2, Killing Joke, Dawn of Justice, Batwoman, the TV show. That's not a movie. I just wanted to put that out there that that's on here. The only Arrowverse show on here.
Really?
Yeah,
They're really
strange.
pushing that then.
Green Lantern, Jonah Hex, Justice League.
Green Lantern, Ryan
Steel.
Reynolds, or
Yeah.
okay. I thought it was the cartoon. Oh no, you're talking movies. So yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have Steel, Suicide Squad, and Supergirl. So they really chose some winners.
I
They're
would
like-
watch Steel again. Steel was interesting.
I would do that for the meme. Yeah.
Yeah.
just to watch it.
I just why? At least Watchmen's on here. I can finally watch that show.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I would
shut
say
up.
all their HBO shows should be on there.
You would
Yeah.
think. You would think that'd be the first thing on it.
Right.
Like,
I think that's the only thing they have a complete catalog for on here.
because, like, why wouldn't you put, like, the first episode of the new Westworld season on there? Like, just do that.
Yeah.
You know? That would at least get people interested. But, you know, luckily they didn't get anybody interested because apparently the interface is like shit from
So-
what I'm hearing.
Well, I use the Apple. We have an Apple TV. I used that yesterday, and that's a lot easier.
But I mean, it has to be better than what Disney Plus was when it launched. Besides the content, of course.
I
but
would say it's about
HBO's
the same.
I would say though, because we had Disney Plus, it launched with Mandalorian, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I can see why they didn't necessarily launch with such a big thing on HBO Max.
They had
They kind of
some
missed
other-
out on some stuff because they
Yeah.
yeah.
Disney had some other stuff on there, like the Jeff Goldblum show,
Yeah.
which I still haven't tried.
Yeah,
And,
they had
you know.
Jeff Goldblum. They had a National Geographic show. And
Yeah.
some other shit. So, yeah, I don't know, because HBO has like HBO Max now. They have HBO Go. They have HBO. Fuck your mom. I don't know. Like, they
Wow, I
have.
figured they would have turned that into an acronym.
Here's all the categories they have under this umbrella here. So we got
HBO FYM.
yeah. They got the HBO content. They got the DC content. TCM.
Mhm.
Turner Classic Movies. Cartoon Network. Crunchyroll. Sesame Street. Studio Ghibli. Adult Swim. And the Looney Tunes, which is basically their Boomerang.
Yeah,
Damn.
they got Rick and Morty on there, and
I just wonder how much this Warner Media actually put into the planning of this, because even like you go into the Adult Swim, you know, they have Toonami and stuff. That they got Crunchyroll here that does anime. They're getting licenses for Toonami. Why did they not bother to secure the license to have it on the streaming service as well when they went to go get the new stuff?
yeah.
I could only think they'd rush it out just because of the pandemic. Since people are at home, they thought.
Well,
now
no,
was the
this was
time to
their-
get it out.
This was their deadline.
It was always considered the release date.
Yeah, they've been talking about this for over a year, and
They've been working on, and everyone thought, you know, the launch of it would be like the best thing. It was gonna be 100 times better than Disney Plus, is what everyone was
Yeah.
saying, because they were actually taking their time. Which, I mean, it seems like they are. It seems like their catalog isn't horrible. I think they were also waiting for licenses to expire with like Netflix, with Friends and shit like that, to have an exclusive on Friends and
Which
and other shows.
feel like-
So
I should apologize. When I recommended Doctor Who a few weeks ago, I didn't realize they already took it off Amazon Prime when I suggested it.
Yeah.
yeah, it's on. They have the exclusive to Doctor Who, don't they?
Yeah, everything except for the spin-off Class.
Yeah. That's crazy. I didn't even know, like, Warner Bros. Did they get the licensing for it? Is that what it was? Or-
Yeah, they got.
Okay.
It's just licensed.
'Cause I didn't think they worked on that.
Yeah.
Iconic TV, Doctor Who. Ooh, and Practical Jokers is on here. Cool.
Oh.
Yeah.
We watch it.
saw
On, we just turned True TV on. It's on on
It just-
24/7 anyway.
Oh yeah. Excuse me. Do you guys watch MTV at all?
Yeah.
When I was like 15.
Yeah. When what was his face? TRL guy was still relevant.
Fuck. What was his name?
He's like hosting a game show or something right now.
Was it TL? It wasn't TLC. It was TRL.
TRL?
It was TRL, Total Request Live.
Yeah.
On Fridays. Bitch.
My wife would be able to. She watches
John
Teen
Daly?
Mom. Maybe.
I think it's John Daly.
Carson Daly.
Carson Daly. 'Cause
Okay,
John
that's
Daly's the golfer. Hi,
Wait,
kids. I'm not old. Hello, fellow students. Would you like to kid today?
Yeah, she watches Teen Mom and stuff, so we got that channel on. But she got me into the challenge. You guys ever seen that?
Is that the rock
No.
thing? No, what is
No,
it?
it's a physical and sometimes they mental competition with reality stars. It used to be.
Oh, the
Uh,
I remember Real World Road Rules Challenge. Yeah, the
yes,
Road
that's
Rules
what it was.
Challenge. Yeah.
Those were the original pool. Now they pull from Survivor, Big Brother, because they're
Oh,
running
that's
out of people.
yeah, yeah.
But
I can see that being kind of interesting.
I'm on the challenge Reddit, and someone posted MTV's schedule. It is literally Rob Dyrdek's ridiculousness almost 24/7, except for the few tiny new episodes that they play once of their other shows.
That's insane, dude. That's what. But oh god, ridiculousness. You could just turn it on at any time, and then just it's perfectly fine.
Mm.
Oh, it's a hilarious show.
I
but
love that show.
I don't know. Ridiculousness I can watch every so often. There's something just about Impractical Jokers that just makes me like I can rewatch the same episode in the same day, like 2 hours later, and be perfectly satisfied.
And
Uh,
that I'm real happy with the inside jokes thing. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna replay episodes,
Yeah,
put
yeah,
some
yeah.
new interesting stuff in there. Like, that is an amazing idea. Please keep doing that.
And they're doing like a thing now on I think it's Thursday nights or Friday nights, I forget, at 10 o'clock where it's like Impractical Jokers dinner time because they can't create anything new. They wanted to do something new. So they're
I did
doing
see a
like
commercial for it.
yeah, they're doing like a 4-cam setup. They're all in their own spaces, and they're just fucking eating dinner and making fun of it, shit and stuff like that. Just having
Oh,
a good
that's
old time.
kinda-
Basically, a podcast that they turned
Yeah.
into a TV show.
Yeah.
Those
So
guys are hilarious.
yeah, I mean, and yeah. I remember that still has their movie still has my highest rating on Letterboxd right now, like as star rating.
Wow.
I gave it a
That's funny.
4.5 stars, so it's technically the highest one.
That's funny.
And I rated it purely on, the entertainment value because I watched the show, so you can take a lot more from the movie for it. And I've talked about that before, but still.
Dude, don't get me wrong. I would give like White Chicks like 4.5 out of 5 stars. Like I love that movie. Like I love that film. It's just so ridiculous. But it's like, how do you say like you have that in the same conversation as something like a Saving Private Ryan? It's like, well, no,
Right,
they're
right.
both really awesome for like what they're doing. Like
Yeah.
they understood what they wanted to accomplish and they nailed it.
Yeah.
Like that
And-
shit just makes me funny.
That was one of my when you guys ever watch Comic Book Men?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
I was so sad that they Q could only get a cameo because of the different network contracts.
Yeah.
Because he's really good friends with those guys.
Yeah. I mean, Kevin Smith got him like into stuff like that. He worked with him. He tells this funny story, like a story of how he started working with Kevin Smith back in the day, for like View Askew or like one of the side companies Smith did, and it was like he was just a fan and shit, and he emailed Smith and about like this guy who says that he's fucking like Kevin Smith is like lame or some shit like that. This like grocery store clerk or some shit. And he tells him, Kevin Smith emailed me. He's like, you go in there and you tell him Kevin Smith said fuck you or some shit. So Q goes into this place and he records himself saying,
Oh, God.
Kevin Smith said fuck you. And then he sent it to Kevin Smith, and that's how he like got a job with him and stuff like that. And then like tell him Steve Dave started and all that shit. So
Yeah.
I was like, that is the way to start your career with that.
That's fucking hilarious.
Because Q is the one who is also a firefighter before like all
Yep.
the fandom stuff started happening. Or fandom.
I'm pretty
the
sure it's him
celebrity
and
stuff.
Sal that have the wrestling podcast too.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're still doing that.
They do it randomly. I'm sure they're doing more stuff now because they can't do anything else.
It's always great when you watch when they had crowds and you just see Sal in that because he's always visible.
Mm. Oh man,
Uh,
those are the two that like actually had like, I don't want to say real careers, but careers beforehand.
Oh,
Yeah.
I could see those quotations. I could hear the quotations in your voice.
Yeah. Because, I mean, well, Q was a firefighter. Sal owned his own bar. And then Murr was just like a kind of.
They sound like fucking like Irish pub like gangster names. Like, what is this? Sal Q.
New York, bro. New York.
Oh yeah, sorry. The Brooklyn Underground.
Murr
Hanging
is
out at a comic book store.
Murr was like the indie film guy, or he like always tried to get into like the industry anyway.
What about his friends Frankincense and
right?
You almost said Murr again, didn't you?
Shit.
What was it? Weed, frankincense, and myrrh?
And then Joe was just like a furniture salesman, and he's basically the main producer on the show now.
All right.
That's how you do it, bros. That's how you do it.
I will begin selling couches ASAP.
But oh no, I was trying to get to a point.
Oh, were you? Because you fooled me.
I did the Letterbox review on them, and then like I saw a couple other people who done the review that I follow on Twitter apparently, because like I linked it to Twitter and all that shit. So I just went to look at them, and this one person, their review was just like, this movie was ass. It's just a bunch of bro dudes trying to be funny. I was like,
okay,
what?
yeah, nailed it.
Okay,
that's the genre.
like
You're welcome.
Premise of the, I mean, did you never watch the show or something? Have you never
that's
heard of it?
It's like somebody watching the Jackass movie and going, "Oh, what a waste of time! Bunch of brain dead idiots just getting themselves hurt on purpose."
Right.
What a great review! It's stellar.
Anyways, the
internet's awesome, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
What annoys me about the Jokers being on there and stuff, and they also have the Alien movies, there's no categories for stuff that they licensed. You just have to search for it.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah.
You think they'd have it separated by brand? Because Warner Brothers owns True TV in some.
Jeez, how many
fashion,
spaces
right?
are you gonna put in between the words?
I know. Wait, who owns AT&T? Because AT&T owns.
They're merged with Warner. They're Warner Media now.
Yeah, so they should just have like their stations, True TV's their state, because AT&T
They
owns.
should, but they don't. They don't even. I mean, Genlock season 2 is supposed to be coming to this, and they don't even have a space for season 1.
I just think all these companies are stretching themselves thin because they don't even quite understand what it is that makes things like Hulu and Netflix appealing in the first place. It's like the original reason everybody went there was because it was convenient. Now we've broken all of these licenses into like, you know, fucking streaming hell that like getting those contract signs is a much bigger nightmare than it was fucking 8 years ago.
Well, not only that, they want everybody wants their own service. It's like, why? Why do you like? Come on, just license it out. You make more money, and you don't even have to do the work.
Well, I think it's just being able to. It's a competition thing. If you beat them, that's one less thing you're selling out to, and you could just absorb their platform. That's kind of what it boils down to.
And that's kind of what this is supposed to be. I can't verify this; it's all rumor, but supposedly the AT&T side of Warner Media wants only one giant umbrella stream, and they want to get rid of all the other ones.
Yeah,
and
they
combine them into this.
AT&T once, when they came in, they said they wanted to get rid of everything, except for like you just said, like which is DCU as well, which would suck because if you just want their DC content, that's the perfect place, especially for comics and everything else too.
That's what worries me is the only two I'm interested in is Rooster Teeth and DC. And if they get rid of the Rooster Teeth, I'm not paying for this giant thing.
Do they own Rooster Teeth?
Yeah.
Yeah. They bought them like I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago.
So do they have like their own service just for Rooster Teeth? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
They have their own app and website. It's first, right?
Yeah, they have free stuff on there, but you can be a first member and get their premium stuff. And
like post shows and extra content and stuff like that.
Yeah.
they've always been pretty on the ball, but like lately they're getting kind of shoved around too because they finally started to try and make some movies with when Full Screen had bought them up, and then like they were, they were one of the first people to start trying to get their movies released, like when they did their Laser
Team?
Team 2. Yeah. YouTube Premium like sponsored that, so they released it on there. So then it's like
Yeah.
you're kind of seeing this weird disconnect of like where are they putting their content, but they've always
And
been pretty good
they've
at
even
getting it back.
they took shows off of there because they licensed them to HBO for a bit, which was annoying.
Yeah.
Because when they put them back on, they had the wrong release dates, and that, for some reason, irritates me.
Just wait till all these streaming companies are like, well, we want to reach a wider audience with our original content, so let's release our original content to other platforms. And then it's just like, what are you doing?
Well, I
'Cause
guarantee you that's
eventually it's
already.
gonna happen.
I guarantee you that's already happened. I can't even tell you about how many different there's like Hulu was going to do something with Nickelodeon, and then now Nickelodeon's got Nickelodeon Rewind, and it's like,
Well,
okay,
Nickelodeon's exclusive with Netflix too.
But yeah,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, but then they're trying to do like Nickelodeon Rewind, like that's a whole nother platform just for like the
Right.
classic catalog. It's like everybody just they broke it up too much. Like it was the worst thing. It was like everybody kind of had this understanding that you went to Netflix for movies and you went to Hulu for like TV shows, and then they started mixing and matching, and now of course that was going to change when they turned themselves into an actual studio rather than just a platform.
Right.
So
I would personally prefer it if they keep their separate ones for a lower price. Maybe debut the shows first on HBO Max for a higher subscription because you're getting more, the wider content. But just allow me to choose specifically what I want, if that makes sense. Because I look at I have never had buyer's remorse until I paid for this, and I did not know there was a free freaking trial.
He posted on Facebook. He's like, I feel like I got ripped off. I was like, you do know there's a free trial, right?
Oh, you straight up bought it? You didn't even do the free trial?
They didn't. When I did it, it was still the pre-order phase, and the free trial didn't start until after that.
Yeah.
Wow, double get fucked. Ow. Oh, that sucks.
But hey, I'll pay $12 instead of the 15 they want.
Damn. If your wallet had testicles, they would have been kicked right at them. That's a bummer. Kind of reminds me of what happened with the fucking YouTube TV app for me.
Yeah, I could see a lot of stuff. I mean, there's people that will definitely get enjoyment out of it. It's not for people. It's like
it's not for people. It's for animals, actually.
Yeah.
It's for babies.
Like most of the licensed stuff is either stuff in a box set on the shelf behind me or things that I'm not interested in watching anyway.
Nope. I was having the conversation with Myke the other day, and now I'm annoyed because I might have to turn it back on because of the watch togethers. But Netflix, we dropped ours like, I don't know, probably two months ago or something, because we were like, why don't we just start buying more of our physical media? Because especially once the editing of like Back to the Future and stuff, like I was like, no, we're gonna definitely try and keep it shut off for a while.
I heard about that. That's weird.
And I'm like, well, because Disney was doing shit like that too. So it's like, it really keeps pounding home the idea that I want to own the physical media of all the things that I actually enjoy. And then if something big comes out, I'm like, okay, I'll just turn Netflix on for a month and try and watch all their new TV shows or their new movie that came out. Because it's way cheaper. Because I'm like, it's like, I think I paid like $12.99 for the thing we had because we had an extra person on it. And I was like, fuck, man, after like 3 months, like 3 or 4 months, I'll have enough to buy the seasons and then I'll have them forever versus like, I'm going to pay that same amount 3 months again, every time. I guess you can, because then people would make the argument, well, yeah, but you have so much to choose from. And I go, I've learned in the past that like, that's almost a hindrance. Like I can't focus on anything and then I end up watching nothing or even like there is so much that but there's a lot that I've either already seen or I don't want to see again, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I actually got into an argument with a guy about digital versus physical. I'm like, I I do have some digital stuff. It's convenient, but I still like to have it on my bookshelf, to choose if I want to go that route, especially with older shows like Scrubs, where, streaming licenses weren't a thing back then.
Yeah.
But one of his main arguments is, who wants to lug all that stuff around, and then you got to buy an outdated Blu-ray player and lug that? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? We don't carry all of our shit around with us.
Yeah, and also I'd be like, okay, so then when your digital copy lapses, like when Apple just, Apple could not be a thing in like a couple of years, or they'll lose the license or something.
There's already been multiple digital things have closed down, like Ultraviolet and shit like that.
Yeah.
They've luckily so far they've moved the content over and over and over. I think right now everything is through Vudu or Movies Anywhere. You can do that, but what happens when they stop doing that? Or what happens if like a Disney gets a hold of one of those companies and is like, oh, we're not going to host these movies from Paramount or some shit like that,
Or they actually edit and change the original film, so you don't even see the original movie.
And that's already happening with Apple.
Yeah.
I mean, they've lost a ton of luckily they'll let you keep it if you already bought it, but if you didn't buy it, you're out of luck. It's no longer available.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they do that with music and iTunes, because I bought an album and there was a song, I listened to it like instantly, like before the media got a hold of it. And it said a word that apparently you're not allowed to say today in music or whatever. And like 2 days later, after like the whole internet blew up about them saying the word, I went in and I was listening to the song again and realized they edited it out. I was like, wait. You can't do that. Like, I paid for the original thing. You can't edit what I already bought. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, they
Oh, yeah.
So
If you don't have it downloaded to your hard drive, it's going to get edited. Or
even
potentially,
then,
I know, what was it? This guy, James, who works for the Riff radio station up in Detroit. He had an entire album suddenly become invalid because the artist uploaded a new version of it, and the Apple said they had to buy the new version.
Fuck that. Yeah.
Yep.
I know when I bought, dude, iTunes is a bitch.
See, now we've reached the bitching about Apple portion of the podcast again.
I actually went to buy my wife the Beauty and the Beast soundtrack from the live action movie that John doesn't like.
You're a bad person.
But the first time I bought it, because like it said Beauty and the Beast, it was all in English. I bought it, we downloaded it, and we're listening to it. It's in fucking German.
Get fucked.
I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
that's hilarious.
I hope you kept it.
No.
Yeah,
I was like, fuck this. I returned that shit. I was like, no, and I returned it the same day.
Just thinking
I was
about
just like, damn, man, like it didn't sound good either. It's not like, it was like German rock or anything like that. It's the fucking music.
No, Rammstein.
Right. Oh man, but no, iTunes can get fucked sometimes, dude. Like, except for when our podcast is on it,
Yeah, I know. Also on Podbean.
And Spotify.
Actually, there was an update to that app the other day, and it actually works a lot better than it did.
On what app?
Podbean.
I never
bitched about that one.
I never listened on Podbean. I just find the podcast somewhere else because I download everything straight to the phone. So, what do you
Downcast?
Well, the rumor is.
What do you use, Tivis?
What?
I use Downcast. It's
Downcast.
like $3, but it works pretty well.
Hey. Yeah, pretty much the only app I don't use is the actual podcast app that comes on the phone because it's a raging piece of shit.
Oh, I used to love the iTunes podcast, and then they, for some reason, got rid of features. Like, what?
Yeah.
In what world is getting rid of features an improvement?
The benefit, though, about if you listen to our podcast or other podcasts on iTunes,
Yeah, you better be listening to ours, fucks.
If you are using the podcast app, our podcast will show up instantly when it goes live. If you listen to it onto like your computer on iTunes, it doesn't show up for a few extra hours. It gets delayed.
Yeah.
Which is the stupidest thing ever. I'm like, wait, so it can be on your app, but not on fucking iTunes, where like you have all the servers running. Are you serious?
It's like
It's
when
not
the
even their
Zac-
server that's running it. Like it just gets forwarded to iTunes. So fuck off.
Yeah, no, I've noticed that with we listen to the Riff Morning Show, and for some reason that shows up on my phone before it appears in
Yeah.
her laptop, and it's like the Zach and Donald thing. I had to wait 4 days for that show to come out before I was finally able to download and listen to it.
Right. It's crazy.
It's fucking stupid. I hate them. I hate them, dude. They're fucking. I tend to take a lot of photos when I like shoot weddings and stuff like that. Like we're talking like, because I try to do a lot of candids on top of all the pose stuff, and so I could come in around somewhere. I think one of the shortest number of photos I've ever taken from a wedding was about 500 after I edited them all down, and so like I'm not gonna Photoshop every single one of those for touch-ups. Like you want to try and use like the basic like uploading editor. It saves me a little bit of time. Like I use iPhoto, like the old app, because it did basic stuff for you. You could change black and white. You could like do some hue tints, raising shadows, and just working with like just your basic lighting. And the thing, just one day I update, doesn't work anymore, and then they put out the new Photos app, and it's just a raging piece of excrement, and I hate it, and it's the worst. So I literally had to like backtrack and try and get back on like Mountain Lion just to get the program back. It's so annoying.
Whew.
I fucking hate Apple. I hate you. Stop making my life easier. You guys were like perfect like 5 years ago.
While we're on the topic of podcasts, I actually had a thought the other day. I wanted to not actual podcast, but do you guys listen to like some of those free like audio adventure type stuff that gets released through that? Like Stitcher's Marvels or Wolverine?
No.
Things like that. You get do you like Futurama?
I do.
Yes. Yeah.
If you like to listen to that type of stuff, highly recommend Mission to Zix, dude. It's like Star Wars meets Futurama. It's hilarious.
I fell
I can't
down
have
the
feelings,
rabbit hole.
and that makes me sad.
I fell down the rabbit hole of listening to with podcasts anyways, because I was getting through like, so everybody knows, yes, I'm conceited. I listen to our own
John's face.
podcast.
You listen to who? What now?
Our own podcast. This podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I do it because I need to know what I said sometimes, because I'll say shit and I'm just like, what did I say? Even though I edit the stuff, I don't really listen.
And see, I don't get to watch you edit or hear you edit, so I always have to watch it to see what happened.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, did he cut anything?
But like, I was running out of episodes to listen to when I was constantly listening at work and stuff like that. So I ended up getting into these other podcasts, and like by Wondery. I found Wondery because Justin Long's podcast is through there.
Oh, okay.
And they did a show called Dr. Death, which was fucking awesome. I recommend Dr. Death. I did Inside Psycho, the movie Psycho, but it would like the first episode was like all Ed Gein shit. It was really cool. And they do them like very dramatized as well. I did
like Unsolved Mysteries.
Yeah. Chasing Cosby, which goes through like the entire thing of Cosby's like arrest, basically, up to him getting in jail.
I've heard of that one.
It's still, family friendly content,
right?
Yeah,
something the whole family can enjoy.
Legal
Bill
Wars,
Cosby was right.
Legal Wars, which the reason I got into the reason I got into Legal Wars was because they had the Hulk Hogan one, where Hulk Hogan was battling about the sex video and stuff years ago. I got into that, and it was just so funny because like they didn't. So unlike with Cosby or other ones, like they actually had real people show up and do the things that were like the real victims or the real lawyers and shit like that.
Okay.
With the Legal Wars, it's like one dude and he just like tries to change his voice, and when he tries to like, yeah, brother, oh yeah, brother, and then it's just like,
Oh my God.
it was so, and it's entertaining, especially when you're like doing absolutely nothing at work.
Now-
You're just like, okay.
Is this meant to be an actual like going through what's going
Yeah,
on,
it-
or kind of like a spoof of it?
No, it goes through everything. It does all the legal shit that was involved, everything. It's a legit thing, but I think that the humor might have been lost on them when they did it.
Jesus. Oh, like it's actually, it's like up its ass, but funny.
Yeah,
Not
'cause-
actually intended to be funny.
Now, with them though, they did more than just Hulk Hogan. There's let's see here, previously played Pharma Bro, which was the dude who like bought the
Scarelli or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That one was interesting to listen to, but it's also funny because the guy, like I said, is one dude and he changes voices for all the characters.
I'm Martin Scarelli.
Lenny Bruce,
I'm a scumbag.
and so it was, Lenny Bruce, Obscenity, and then Hogan versus Gawker was the first one, and then Pharma Bro, and now they have one that I haven't listened to. They're going to do No, there's no other legal wars though. Apparently, there's a podcast called Fighting Coronavirus though.
Liar.
Maybe I'll watch that or listen to that.
God.
I should say,
Oh no.
just for the hell of it.
Well, thank
But
you for
no,
having like a
I
solid
need to
2 minutes
find
of just
some-
promoting other people, Michael.
Yeah, I need to find some more like pop culture ones, like you were saying. But like those drama ones just get me, man. I'm just like, I don't like to watch a lot of drama on TV.
Mhm.
But I'll listen to the shit out of it if it's fun.
This
should try
this
out.
episode of Operation Babble is brought to you by 8 other people's podcasts.
Well, that's why I felt safe mentioning the story ones because
Yeah.
there's not direct competition.
Right?
Those aren't direct competition either.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
like
it
I
goes-
said,
We're not
Fat
even in the
Man-
race.
I didn't say Fat Man Beyond or
Yeah.
Hollywood Babylon or anything like that.
No, that's too close to our name. Stop.
Oh yeah.
Most of the stuff I listen to is from Australia, so
Oh yeah. Okay.
a lot of D&D stuff.
Let me get into this real quick, just because I want to suck its dick one more time online.
Like-
I watched Waco,
literally?
guys. Have you seen
Oh,
Waco,
Jesus.
Tivis?
Mako?
Waco,
Waco.
like
Waco,
Waco,
Waco.
Texas. No.
That's the what is it? That's based on that crazy cult, right? Or am I thinking of something else?
Why is the cult got to be crazy, Tivis?
Why's it
Can't
gotta
it just
be a
be a
cult?
normal
No,
cult?
generally, that's just a cult.
It's based on the Waco siege of the Davidians back in '93. Yes,
Of who? The multipliers?
the Davidians. That was their
Oh.
thing.
That guy that held himself up and a bunch of people in a building.
Yeah.
Okay, so I
supposed
at
to be
least
from?
think
Yes,
I
you're
I'm close.
you're on the correct path. That's just like all the normal media stuff, because there are several different stories about the whole situation. I had to do a report on them in high school. It sucked.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, so you got kind of like a personal investment in that.
a little bit. My wife thinks I'm crazy because every time we watch something about a killer, I'm like, oh, I did a report about them too. She's like, oh,
I'm actually related to them. I was his protege for about a year.
right. You know Jeffrey Dahmer? Yeah, he's my uncle.
Yeah, he taught me how to season meat. Was that too far? That felt too far. Fuck. Whoops.
He gave me a grinder for my birthday.
No. Oh my god. Oh no.
Okay.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
Slashery.
Yeah. God, there's a blast from the past.
All right. So, anyways, I watched the show. It actually has what is the actor's name from? He played Gambit in X-Men Origins, and he did the John Carter movie. He's phenomenal in this movie.
Taylor something?
Taylor Kish.
Kish. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah. he's phenomenal in the role. It's really cool because they actually recreate some scene like back in in '93. They recorded videos while they were inside the house. So they actually recreated some of those videos with him, and it's like on point. It's really good. But Melissa Benoist is in this film. Supergirl. I guess she was in Glee. I never watched, so I don't know.
Sure was.
Her acting in this was phenomenal, and now I just can't get past how bad it is in Supergirl.
When you see somebody do something really impressive, it's hard to go back, right?
So good. Like I definitely recommend this film to anybody who just wants to see a lot of great acting, especially from actors you're not used to it. But just to see great acting. Michael Shannon is in this, which he's a phenomenal actor anyways. John Leguizamo, he's like one of my favorite actors of all time. So, yep. I forget the name of one of the main military guys, but he does good. Like the whole fucking cast, bro. It's so good.
Like how many episodes and how long is it?
It's 6 episodes, and I believe the longest episode is like 55 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
So they're not bad at all. It's a nice mini series. It's compact. It stays within the story. I mean, I did a review on Letterboxd for it, and
so it's just an Encompass thing, or is it like have like a like you can tell they're making a season 2 type thing?
No. It's Encompass. It's just that story. That's all there is.
Cool.
Is that story.
I wish that would happen more often these days. Like that would be kind of nice.
Well, I mean, they did. I think they did it with the 3-part episode of Dracula. The three-parter.
I'm just saying
they kind of fucked it up with the 3rd episode of Dracula, but.
Oh, you guys just froze on me, and I got scared.
Oh yeah. Actually, we stopped because we thought you were gonna say something. But anyways, that's my recommendation because I just feel everyone should watch Waco. It's on Netflix. I guess it was out in 2018, but their marketing apparently sucked because I never heard of it. So yeah, check that out. Especially if you want to see Melissa Benoist
I tried
act.
it again and it wasn't funny.
And you said something about her topless, but she wasn't topless in this one.
Yeah, Tivis, what are you talking about? You watching porn? What are you doing?
No.
Supergirl porn.
Why you talking about? No,
Don't worry about what I'm typing.
She was. I know the key clacking was perfect typing. I think it was an episode of Homeland, and I was like, "What? How? She was in Homeland?" It was like something like that.
Okay.
It kind of fucking blew my mind. I was like, because I only knew her from Glee, and then I saw her in Supergirl, and I'm like, "Oh my god, she's kind of not great." And then you were telling me about Waco, and I'm like, I might have to watch a scene, because then I'm like, because if she's in that, and she was in an episode of Homeland, which I don't know if people know, I'm assuming that's the show, but you know, that's like a big like political and actiony drama espionage thing. So it's like,
was she in Homeland? She's not in Homeland.
She's in an episode of something where she may or may not have been topless, but it was like one of those.
She did
like,
a bunch of Tampax commercials.
Oh my god. Well, look, we all gotta start somewhere.
Oh no, she was in Homeland. Yeah, she was in there for 2 episodes.
Yes, get fucked.
It was just
How do
buried.
You like that?
It was buried under the Tampax commercials.
Yeah.
I chose the wrong time to take a drink.
You know. God.
But
I like how you like so definitive. Like, no, she wasn't in there. It's like, maybe finish your search, bitch.
The only thing I've ever seen her in is Supergirl role or the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which was basically fucking Supergirl anyways.
I'm really sad I didn't get that far in the movie. I need to finish it.
You do.
I got an hour and like 5 minutes in, and it hurt me and Hannah's soul, so we had to turn it off.
Are you the type of people that could start watching something, stop, and then go back and restart exactly where you left off, or do you have to start from the beginning?
It depends on how long in between the watches was, and if it was even like worth a shit. Because I mean, I guess you could make the argument. It's like, yeah, I had last week's episode. I don't need to rewatch last week's episode to get the next 30 minutes because I'm invested. I'm paying attention. Like I could do a week. But like with a movie, yeah, I mean, especially if it's a movie I've seen multiple times. I don't care where I stop it, or
Yeah.
like I said, like I don't have any investment in Jay and Silent Bob reboot anymore. So it's like if I just went back, I would be even more critical of it because I'm like, oh yeah, I remember why I hated this, this, and
I
this.
told
and
you
then
just
I would
skip
never
the
finish.
first 40 minutes, the 30 or 40 minutes, the first 40
I think
minutes
that
or
is
so.
that exactly what you told me. I really
Yeah.
do feel like that's what you told me.
I told you, I was like, the first 40 minutes is nothing.
Yeah, it was just like it felt like this big grandiose setup, but it also just felt like
Yeah.
a bunch of just
Well-
I had the camera for the day. Let's see who I can get in front of the camera to tell a joke quick.
Yeah. I shouldn't say it's nothing, because I almost pissed somebody off on Twitter the other day because they were like, that's their favorite Jay and Silent Bob movie, or the
Oh.
favorite Kevin Smith movie. And I was going to, like,
Which
just
that
go
blows
off-
me away, by the way.
Yeah.
That just,
Over
I c-
Dogma?
Right. Over anything.
right? I would honestly say anything. Like
I would pick Red State over Jay and Silent Bob reboot any day, first of all.
oh, easily. I'm-
Just on the
Doc-
like the storytelling alone. But I was gonna go in on him on Twitter, and then I was just like, nah, I'll be nice. I'm just gonna leave it be.
yeah.
But like it's like the whole first 40 minutes is nothing but like a montage of like all of his old shit.
Yeah.
That's all. It's like a throwback, and
It feels like a weird victory lap that's not
Yeah.
quite working. That's just,
and you
that's
don't
how I
even
felt.
get both clerks in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
So I was just like, what the fuck? Like, and then we're just showing it as like because from Clerks 2, they own that building. So what, what?
Was this released for like an anniversary or anything?
Yeah,
That's
it was
like-
the anniversary from his heart attack.
Oh, I meant for the series, but
No, I don't think
I
so.
don't think so.
Clerks 2 was an anniversary release. And that's where they should have left the View Askew universe off. Because they ended it just perfectly. You know. Ended it how the fucking thing started, black and white.
Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like I think it was a good excuse for him to just get to hang out with all his friends. That's totally what it felt
Yeah.
like to me. Like, I'm sure the script started as something that he was like really into, but I'm sure once the heart attack happened, it's like he was just probably turning into a bit of a yes man. Like, he'll just go, yeah, let's do this and do that. That'll be fun. Who's hot right now?
Right. One of the best actors in the movie was Chris Jericho.
That's awesome. Because
the reason I ask is I got a buddy who, even if just like a half hour passes when he stops watching something, he'll have to restart it from the beginning because he says he doesn't remember. I'm like, well, that's because you don't pay attention.
Right.
yeah, chill out, little lemon. Like, come on.
Dude, I watched Lord of the Rings, the first one last year, and I still remember it enough to go and watch the second one and be fine.
Yeah.
Of course, that's how they did it with the movie theaters too. I mean, it's like
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we can do it. It's just whether or not we were invested in it at the point of
I
turning
think
it
people
off.
have forgotten back in the day, like you watched an episode of your show, like a Buffy. We watched Buffy one week. We didn't get to watch the episode again before the next episode aired.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't an option. We didn't have the
We had to wait till the box set came
Yeah.
out.
if
Well,
that, if you know,
It's why I got really into just not watching shows until they were done. Like, I would just wait till they came out. But there were certain shows that like I was just like, okay, I'm got to do it. You know, like wrestling, they're live events, so I prefer to see that because you want to talk about it the next day.
I can't
It's
keep
just-
up
Yeah.
with it. I want to keep up with AEW so bad because Matt Hardy's just like making me want to like just see everything he's doing.
Mhm.
So awesome. I shared a video on Twitter the other day, or yesterday actually, of him, and it's like because his character now, John, is like he's like a god, kind of, right? Is that what it is? Tivis?
Something like that, yeah.
He's like a god that is within Matt Hardy's body. So,
Yeah, he's a vessel.
yeah, he's the vessel.
Okay.
And it's really cool, and he talks like very hyperbolic and everything. And the other day, there was this tag team. They're like, "Oh, but we were thinking maybe we could get a different version of Matt Hardy tonight." And so he walks back, you know, and then he comes out in his Team Extreme type Jeff Hardy, Matt
Yeah.
Hardy shit. And he's like, oh, and they were like, well, we were thinking a little older. And he walks away and then comes back. And of course, right now they can do it because of editing and shit. So he walks back in the frame. And he's like all like before the Hardy Boys and shit. I was like, they're like, oh yeah, that's how we do. And he's like, all right. And yeah,
Oh my god,
That's awesome.
it was awesome. Like you gotta watch the clip. I posted it on Twitter. It's funny. It's funny.
They,
At Myke
they're
Shrews.
really good at. Oh yeah, they're really good at doing personas.
Yeah. The Hardys have always been really good at their character creation, I would say.
What's what was Jeff's weed whacker guy? What the hell was his name?
Oh,
What?
it was
Weed
wasn't it Weed Whacker?
Was it?
Don't let the weed whacker take out Cactus Jack.
Because I know Jeff Hardy had the Weed Eater. There it is.
That's it.
No wait.
I've only
He
ever
did
seen
this-
it one when I was watching Impact back in
Itchweed.
2016 when this all started. It was
Itchweed.
Matt looking for Jeff, and he runs across him out in their shed because they share that huge property.
Which it's funny because if you ever watch their stuff when they were with WWF, but they were like on their own property, like the character Nero was one that Jeff Hardy had created himself for their own company.
Sounds like he stole that from Star Trek.
And
Is it
way
Eric
before
Bana?
them, way before that. So then like he ended up using that in TNA, and then Itchweed is the weed eater type.
That's
thing.
the one I'm thinking of.
So Itchweed,
Itchweed?
yeah, dude, those guys are freaking awesome. I mean, you can't. Who's gonna tell Jeff Hardy he can't do certain things when he's been doing this shit in a professional company with WWF since he was 16 years old? Get fucked.
Hey, man.
Like,
Hey man, I know I would never want to cross a man called Itchweed. I just don't want to. I'll have to go home. I'll probably have to get an ointment. You just do what he says. If I've learned anything.
But-
Itchweed.
yeah. Anyways, that's my wrestling thing. We could keep going, but I'll stop because I know Jeff.
You know-
I know Jeff.
No, go. I love it when you two nerd out because I have no fucking clue what you're talking about.
I just wanted to nerd out about the Hardys for a minute. That's it.
I just found out yesterday we've been saying Steve Buscemi's name wrong.
Don't tell me it's Buscemi. I'll
No,
I'll
it's he says it's Buscemi.
Buscemi.
But-
Boo.
The proper way to say it is Buscemi.
Oh jeez.
But not even he says that way.
Well, too bad. I'm saying it the way I've said it for the last 30 years.
Yeah, that's what the guy's like. Why didn't you tell him that they're saying it wrong? He's like, I just don't. It's fine. It's correct.
Yeah. I'd rather the world come to a concession on how to say my name versus trying to correct
Is it
8-9 different fucking
is it his real
pronunciations.
name or is it just a stage name though? If it's a stage name, then there's fuck it. It's just, call me whatever.
Let's
He's
see.
looking it up.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's his
he's
real
like,
name.
he's like our oracle. It's like Tivis. Get me here.
Firefighter.
Yeah, he was a firefighter.
Yeah, he's a volunteer firefighter. I believe.
Because he helped out in 9/11. He was down there with those firefighters.
Oh,
And
you know what? I do remember that.
he's also in this new firefighter show
Yeah.
coming out, or movie. I'm not sure if it's a show or a movie.
He
I
won't take
forget
any
what it
more
is.
roles where he's gonna die. He said after The Sopranos, that's enough.
Did he? Well, no. I was like, I'm just about to like spoil Empire Boardwalk. What is it? Yeah, Boardwalk Empire. That's it.
Well, he did mention that in the same interview. He said, was it he brutally murders someone in that show, and he's like, I had to disassociate myself with the character because it made me sick.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
Apparently, his middle name's Vincent.
He looks like a Vincent.
Okay, move us along.
Circling back,
Whoa! Get it? Because we circled. All right. Never mind.
the Snyder cut.
Ah, damn it.
This is the third time, no. Go ahead.
No, but if to be fair, if there's anybody's opinion I want on this, it would be Tivis. So,
Well, I love Justice League.
yes.
All right, let's end this now, and we're gonna go. All right, cool.
And we'll let everyone breathe that one in for a second. Like everybody, put down your pitchforks. Let him explain.
No, I thought it was. I mean, Man of Steel. I mean, I know it's got its fans. I found it boring. And Dawn of Justice. I know Mike enjoys it, but it's the only film that ever made me angry.
I mean, that's kind of the point, though. They kill your soups and everything. Like, you gotta be angry.
Days we should discuss, because I'd really like to know what points you because I am glad that it has its fans. Don't get me wrong. Just because I hate it doesn't mean I want it to be universally hated, especially with what happened to him, down the road with why he left Justice League, Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a miracle that he wants to come back after all that, honestly.
Mm. I mean, what else
nice
is he
to get
doing?
back to work. Yeah. Gotta get back to work eventually.
Yeah.
Well, he's got that zombie film coming up.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. I think people need to temper their expectations a lot, because it's not going to be Snyder. First of all, his edition was altered by WB
Fucking
before
Vince
he even
McMahon.
started filming. Vince McMahon got his hands in that.
I mean, Vince likes control of creativity, so maybe.
And I don't know. I'm weary, but I'm kind of excited to see how it's going to be like, because kind of like Mosier, I'm not a fan of his work other than 300.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
He's talking about
he's got
Austin Mosier, a former guest, who we're trying to get back on. He was going to try and come on today, but he was on vacation, so he was like, fuck it.
Watchmen is interesting, especially just because I never saw the comic book. But even I remember my initial viewing, I'm like, this is just kind of weird. I'm like, I don't know. He made some really strange choices that made me leave the theater going, like, what the fuck did I just watch? And then now that I know that these weird, like, I always reference the sex scene in the ship with playing the weird version of Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It was like, what are we doing? It felt like the most pretentious movie that like ever. And then I noticed a lot of those consistencies throughout his films, like Sucker Punch and stuff like that. Like, I enjoy a lot of the aesthetics. Like, he makes a very visually striking film, but fucking hell, he's a kind of a one-trick pony with the slow-mo and the brooding and the like lack of character development. Like, Sucker Punch could have been really cool, but there's just nothing there. It's just a bunch of pretty looking people and really it's like Moulin Rouge if it tried to be like more clever than itself. Like, it's just strange.
I'm getting real worried about my brain. I literally forgot the name of Watchmen 3 times while you were saying that.
But
I can't explain it. I'm like, what was that film he just mentioned? What?
Right? It's like, and I mean, you forget about the cast in it. It's just like, the Rorschach stuff is pretty iconic. The comedian fight at the beginning is obviously like,
I'll be honest. I've read the comic and it's pretty similar. The ending needed to be changed because that ending in the comic was stupid. And
Except
honestly, I think
they used it in the show. So fuck off
giant
with that.
squid.
I don't know. I just found that whole thing a little overhyped. But
think
then
that
again, we have years and years of stuff that pretty much did the same thing but improved.
Well, they also made Rorschach not look like such an asshole in the movie when he's a complete fucking asshole in the
he's
book.
a nut job.
And he shouldn't be something like that. I feel people kind of treat him like a Deadpool almost, where they really like him. But he's a fucking asshole in the book. Like, he's not someone to look at. It's like the people that like Joker, not like the movie Joker. I'm like the character itself, like look up to Joker. It's like, no, Joker's a dumbass fucking crazy dude. Like, no. Okay.
But,
I don't know how much about that is. I think just because somebody is psychotic doesn't mean that there's not a bit of intelligence in there, because you gotta.
I didn't say that there wasn't
he's smart
intelligence, but it's just like there's such a following for these characters. I
Well,
don't care really. Honestly, I just don't. But
Well, I was
like,
just saying,
I'm
I
just
think it's
kind of
supposed to
pissed.
be the point, though. Like,
Right.
Rorschach is supposed to be that guy who's like,
But they make him look better
disassociated
than
from
what
society.
he is, and then you get Watchmen, the show, which actually kind of fixes that a little bit. I mean, not that the movie and the show go side to side, you know.
Yeah.
But it actually like gets you to realize, yeah, no, he's kind of a fucking douche. So
People do that with a lot of characters. I mean, Rick from Rick and Morty, that fucking tiger douchebag.
I mean, they did it with Ant-Man. I mean, he's supposed to be a drunk who beats his wife. So
Yeah.
And then he turned him into the most literally like lovable actor ever casted.
Well, I mean, that was the old original version. That was the wife.
That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah, it was I'm pretty sure that was mostly the Ultimate version that did that too. There was also an Ant-Man that tried to get it on with a girl on her dead boyfriend's grave. That was weird.
Yeah. They did that in Game of Thrones. Kind of. It's much worse.
But the reason I'm excited for the Snyder Cut a little bit is that he has, all these years of hindsight of thinking about what he was going to do and how he could improve upon it and do a little different. Because he's always said that Justice League was going to be a lighter tone than Dawn of Justice. So people going in expecting a dark film might not find it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't even think it's going to be a film. It's going to be a series.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be like fucking 4 hours long or some shit.
Because they're going to reshoot. John said they're blowing an extra $20 million on this thing to do more ads on, and they haven't even cast Darkseid yet. Like I guess Mark Henry. Sorry to go back to wrestling, but Mark Henry, he wants to be Darkseid from WWE.
He's got the voice.
Yeah, he's got the build too. So.
If they split it up, I hope it's just like it just gets cut off, because if they try to rewrite this as a episodic thing where they have to change the ending to each one to kind of be like, oh, what happens next? It's not gonna be the same.
I suggested, I don't remember where I said this. Did I say this on the other cast? With
I would have
Amelia?
to hear you say it.
I suggested that at the end of it, they have Darkseid just kill everybody, and then Flash doesn't die. He runs and does a flashpoint, which resets everything, which it makes sense.
Essentially
for the
Endgame.
Yeah, but it makes sense for then the new Batman coming in. You can do whatever you want with the Wonder Woman thing, a sequel to Aquaman if they really want.
Yeah,
all that shit.
No sequel, just a spinoff.
Yeah.
Aren't they doing that with Superman? Like, they're not giving him a sequel, but they're going to put him in other movies now?
Well, he's in talks to come back, but nothing concrete.
I guarantee you it's all going to be based on how well this does. And
yeah.
I think it'll do fine. I mean, 20 mil, I think you can make that back if people actually like it. The only thing I'm really happy about is I don't have to listen to the fucking hashtag or people talking about using it ever again.
Now you gotta hear hashtag Suicide Squad cut or whatever the fuck it is.
Again, let them both happen. I don't care. Like I'm at a point where they will be better than what we got, but they're still gonna suck.
That's another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is what do you think about them giving in to the fans and stuff with this?
I think it's important to jump on the train right now and see if it's a viable idea or if it's a totally bad idea.
It worked for Sonic, so
yep. And this is something that, especially with the lack of content being put out right now, just because like for theaters and like new stuff, people are totally willing to go through and watch old things or remakes of old things. Disney's already proven people will go back and watch a completely different version of the same movie. I was telling Hannah, I'm like, we've been just going through back catalog. We watched fucking Predator 1 yesterday, and it was fucking awesome.
Which doesn't Disney own that shit now?
Huh?
Doesn't Disney own that now?
Probably. Yeah, because it's 20th Century Fox. So, I mean, why not go? If fans are literally like, we will watch this, just fucking hell, can we just watch it? Just make it. We'll watch it. If people can pay, if people can talk with their wallets and go buy merchandise and everybody buys, the movie when it comes out, it'll be fine. But the problem is the only people who are going to buy it are Snyder fans. That's it. Snyder fans and people who have to cover it.
mean, I don't know if I'm a Snyder fan. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you are. You like Batman v Superman.
That doesn't mean you're a Snyder fan.
You kind of.
I do like 300 though. I do
I like
like
300.
300. I do like Watchmen for what story they did for us, because they did a lot of stuff almost shot for shot from the book. But like you said, like some of the music choices were odd for it.
I just really like it for the visuals. I just thought it was really pretty to watch.
I just, you got the fans suddenly, now that they're doing this one, it's let Snyder finish his series, which he's come out and said he wants this to be a bookmark. Like, he sounds like he wants to finish this thing he never got to finish because of the tragedy, and then move on.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree. And also, I think this is also a good chance, and this is where I want them to succeed. This is the art, the appreciator of better art comes out, where I'm like, I don't want to see them fail. I would actually like to see them both put out something really, really good, or at least coherent, like provably better than what actually came out after all the studio meddling and somebody else like fucking with their edits and stuff like that. Because this could really set the precedent of going back to just let the fucking director and writer do their thing and leave them alone. You hired them for a reason. Let them finish.
Yeah. Right.
So I think it could be very detrimental because we could just get more of these weird, annoying hashtags. But at the end of the day, all they are weird, annoying hashtags versus like getting better quality, hopefully.
And the whole Ryan Johnson people, like, what they need to remember is this is a special circumstance. They have a new content thing. They have it already started.
Wait, what are the Ryan Johnson fans saying?
They want the Star Wars redone.
They
want that film redone. They want the third Star Wars to be the original script.
What?
There's like 30 or 40 extra minutes of like footage they just did not put in the Rise of Skywalker. There was a bunch of storylines that were left on the cutting floor and changed and altered.
So
the Duel of Fates. I think the script got released to the public to read.
They want Ryan Johnson to do it, or they just want to, like,
they want
his
whole film erased and redone.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that.
No.
Which, why even bother? Because it's like I'm like, people, like, you can shit on TLJ you want. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it's a horrible film, but TFA is like, it started the whole mess. Like, it's just as shit. Trust me.
At least to me, anyways, The Last Jedi had more visually appealing things than The Rise of Skywalker did. At the very least.
Rise of Skywalker was just a nasty mess. Nothing looked good.
The only thing I really cared for in The Rise of Skywalker was Babu Frick. And,
hey!
And maybe the opening scene where Kylo does the stupid ass.
The fucking moonwalk stab.
Just because I was like, oh, that's cool. But when you sit back and think about it, it's not that.
It wasn't even cool when he did it. And like his lightsaber with those two extra little pointy things sticking out, him constantly going to reverse hand grip is like the most like dangerous thing he could do. Like, he could literally take off like his fucking wrist with it.
Well,
what? Oh, there's supposed to be a malfunctioning lightsaber. Why didn't he fix it over the course of the like? Why is no? All right. Anyway, I have mixed feelings about The Last Jedi. On paper, I really enjoy all of the points when I put beat for beat down. I'm like, wow, this sounds like a really good. I would read this novel, but when I watch the film, it doesn't click.
See, I didn't hear any of that Ryan Johnson stuff though. Unless it's just been something that's been throughout the years.
It's kind of quieted down because they're stupid.
Yeah.
The movie's not going to get erased. It's fine.
Yeah. The whole sequel trilogy is going to be forgotten. It's fine, or at least loathed for a very long time.
What do you guys think then about, since we're on the whole like release this cut and release that cut? What do you think about Paul Feig wanting to release the Ghostbusters 3.5 hour director's cut?
Go for it. I'd love to see you lose more money, you fucking idiot. Your movie is terrible.
Did they lose a lot of money on that one?
No, I think it at least broke even or actually made a profit.
I bought it, so
It made a little bit of profit. I personally enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, but I'm more of a popcorn viewer, so
When I actually watch all those ad-libbing scenes, I just want my face to melt off and I want to die, because it's like the scene where Chris Hemsworth's talking about like how his dog's name My Cat. I'm like, is this what comedy is? Like, is this funny? Like, what is happening?
I'm ashamed I laugh now.
That's what happens when you don't let him take his shirt off.
I was just like, well, no, but the problem is he's actually funny. But like,
Yeah.
people need to quit letting him ad lib. They need to write him comedic. He's just got good comedic timing.
I don't think that was ad lib. That was probably somebody wrote that down.
No, Paul Feig is like specifically said a lot of this stuff is like.
Of course he would, just so
like
that it doesn't come back on his writing. I
Well,
would
no,
say the
people
same
talk about it
thing.
on the set and stuff. Like those scenes, like when they're all like trying to back and forth and piggyback on each other's jokes. Like they're like, yeah, pretty much every single one of those conversations. There's like another minute and a half of them doing that.
I'm real sad the sequel's never gonna get made.
There's only a couple people in that movie that I
The
would
new Ghost one.
rely on ad libs for. The one crazy chick from SNL, I could see her
Yeah.
doing ad libs all the
Kate
time.
McKinnon.
Yeah. And then Bill Murray when he was in there.
But
That
these
is
are all
I would
really funny
give.
people, and I think the problem is people think that it's because they're funny on their own. No, they're an actor that understands comedic timing and like how to work beats.
Mm-hmm.
It's people writing dialogue for the characters who make the fun. Like a perfect example is when Charlie Sheen tried to go be a like stand-up comic after the whole like Tiger Blood winning thing. He's fucking hilarious in his movies and stuff, but people wrote that. Like, he's just a good actor. He's not a good, like, off-the-cuff comedian.
Yeah, and it's like even with TV shows, they learn the character over the course of years to where they can, add stuff. I think Neil Flynn is the only one off the top of my head that's really good with just saying, shit.
Who is perfect because we have your avatar is a picture of Neil Flynn, the janitor, holding knife wrench. I love it.
Oh my gosh, no. What? Wait, what? Oh,
Knife
oh,
wrench.
I might have another one. Oh,
Another one. DJ Khaled.
release.
We just watched Sonic last weekend.
What does that have to do with DJ Khaled?
It was mentioned earlier.
Oh my goodness.
My brain
Now
works in
there's
zigzags.
sorry guys. There's a list of 9 from Bloody Disgusting
Oh, thank God I have just enough fingers to count that high.
of 9 horror movies that apparently they're all waiting on the director's cut for now. Because I knew this was gonna just drive a ton of fucking.
Is Child's Play one of them?
Hellraiser Bloodline,
Which I wouldn't mind seeing.
Knights of Badassdom, which actually I would really like to see a new cut of that actually, because it had potential.
It was
just got
okay. It was. I think I hyped that one up. I wanted because the whole point is they really sold that as like role models, but and like it was like role models meets Army of Darkness, and I couldn't tell if I liked the mixing. Like it should have worked, but it wasn't working for me.
Well, there was a lot of shit cut from it too, which didn't help.
I'd imagine you had a bunch of like big, hard-hitting actor / funny actor. So
Blair Witch 2, I don't give a shit
no,
about.
thank you.
Something Wicked This Way Comes.
I could see that benefiting from a little extra
Yeah.
like footage and maybe some good editing.
This one just should never have been made. The Thing from 2011.
Oh yeah, why even bother? The classic is or the second.
Yeah.
The first remake, I guess, is what you would call it. Is the
The
that's
85
good shit.
version, I think it is.
Yeah, that's classic.
Freaks, which is based on the Todd Robbins story. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Keep. I've never seen that.
I don't know if I've seen that.
It looks interesting.
A lot of random ass titles for director's cuts.
Horror films. Event
But still.
Horizon. Event Horizon could do.
I'd like that. That was one of those ones I think I watched a little too early in my life, and it scarred me for a good year or two.
And then, of course, this one won't happen. Cursed by Wes Craven. How can you get a director's cut from the director's dead, dumbasses?
You know,
Sorry.
come back from the grave.
Rest in peace, Wes.
If there's anybody who could do it, it would be Wes Craven, though.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Well, they're already trying to redo, or not redo. They're trying to do Scream 5 without Wes Craven. I'm like, no, get fucked. Like,
You could probably do it.
I think Nev Campbell is like making sure she hasn't signed on officially yet, but she's trying to make sure that Wes's like vision still holds true with it.
Yeah.
Because, nowadays they like to take the main character that we all loved and either kill them off or make them the bad guy.
Well, okay, so would you have a problem with it? What would be more egregious, them making a Scream 5 without Wes Craven, or doing like they did with like the Halloween franchise and he just reboots it?
Well, they've already
Like,
tried to reboot it with the MTV show. Twice.
No, but I'm talking cinema, like a movie, because people.
Well,
will
with this
separate
Scream
TV
5,
movies.
with Scream 5, they've already have
working script.
Dewey.
Neve.
What? What was that?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the one guy who signed on.
Yeah. What's his name?
Oh, is it Neve Campbell? No.
No.
Neve Campbell.
Yeah,
that would be Nev Campbell.
Nev Campbell.
Nev.
Nev Campbell hasn't signed on officially yet.
Fucking
Um,
catfish guy.
It's what's his face? He was married. Dewey.
Come on, he was
Fuck
an
is his-
Arquette.
Oh,
Come on.
no.
David Arquette.
Campbell signed on.
There it is. Slam dunk.
Campbell signed on now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ba ba da ba.
Cool.
He was the first one.
She.
She.
You don't know.
Did
Don't
you
assume
watch
her gender,
this
Michael.
movie? Gosh.
I'm really bad with actors' names, and
Um,
when I see that spelling, I just think of the catfish host.
So yeah, if they have them, then they're not rebooting it. They kind of West kind of did a cool thing with 4, bringing it in, trying to make it a younger generation, but it still ended up all being about Cindy. So
Can we go?
Sydney,
can we-
sorry.
I kind of want to have a moment with you.
Uh-oh.
I want to go back to what you literally just said. That just because, what'd you say, Courtney Cox and Nev Campbell are on it again? Or
No, David Arquette.
Or David Arquette. That you don't think it could potentially be a reboot, sir? Have you watched a lot of reboots lately?
Yeah.
They always bring back the original actors to do something, usually kill them off
Right.
as
Yeah,
a different person.
I believe
They
he-
literally
or,
did that with Bill Murray in the Ghostbusters
I don't-
remake that we were talking about.
I don't think they're gonna do that with her.
one
being
of the
on it.
characters is confirmed coming back as they've been in all of the films and they're coming back to reprise it.
Yeah, both of those actors have been in all the films.
Yeah.
Those two, and then Courtney Cox Arquette. Those are the 3 that have been in every single Scream film.
Yeah, I'm so bad with names. I only know Courtney and Matthew, so.
Oh, guys, speaking of not this topic, the SpaceX launch got scrubbed yesterday while we were recording. So
Yeah.
So bummer that that didn't work. Launch America was not a success that day, but I am also really happy because I'm selfish that I didn't miss it going into the ski. So, yeah, there's that.
Yeah. All because of weather.
Oh,
Did you
I
say
finally
Weather.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I finally watched that released alien footage all the way through.
Oh yeah. What'd you think? Oh, the UFO
Still-
footage.
Are they real?
Still looks
Tivis-
like a bunch of lights.
Tivis, are they real? That's not what I asked. Are they real?
The truth is out there.
Just say yes.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Oh man.
Uh,
All right. So you got anything else, Tivis, man?
Do you-
I mean, you haven't watched
Yeah.
Stargirl yet, so we won't do that. Oh,
I watched the pilot.
did you?
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
I liked it.
oh.
the pilot.
There's no way. Well, I don't know if it's the pilot, I should say, because sometimes those are different. The first episode.
First episode.
There's no way this stays on CW.
Nah.
Not with the production. It's on both CW and DCU.
Yeah, it premieres on Tuesdays on the DC Universe app, and then Wednesdays on CW.
That makes
And
no
the
fucking
CW
sense.
is like cut up.
That makes no sense at all. Why?
That's really dumb.
It should be the opposite.
It should be, but it's not.
Because you get a longer version on the DC app, anyways.
Yeah. And
So-
no commercials.
Right.
I got the I get the licenses through, or the box set through iTunes, and those are the longer versions.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah. They yeah. That's another CW day.
Yeah.
Well, Agents of Shield premiered last night. I know you guys didn't watch.
Oh, you're just gonna gloss right over Stargirl, huh? You didn't
Yeah.
even want to talk about it? What
Nah.
the fuck?
Because I
talk
watched
about
something that
Inhumans.
actually was better.
What?
I watched something that's better.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna go into the story or nothing like that, but Agents of Shield, dude. And this you can see it from the trailer if you watch the trailer for the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I'm watching Agents of Shield or DC Legends of Tomorrow with a bigger budget. 'Cause it's like now
So they're going all out for the final season.
there's like
I
time
guess.
travel and they're doing like they're in like the 30s in this episode, in the first episode.
It's gonna be a bunch of like. When do you think? How many episodes do you think until the Old West?
Next week.
Or do you think they're not even gonna go that far back?
I think they're trying to stay within the realm of where Shield was started, which Shield started in the 50s, but they're doing something in the 30s that if those events didn't happen, then Shield never would have happened.
So we could make the argument we could always go back to the West. I would say you will see either a 70s inspired or a old Western within the first 5 episodes.
Well,
Maybe.
hang on. Wasn't Agent Carter set around L.A.? They could go there and be in a Western set.
They're in New York at the moment, I believe. Or
Was it?
Chicago. One of the two.
We'll see. We will see.
Um,
Because then we'll know if it's following stupid time travel TV show tropes.
but they're I mean, you have the one kid from the future that came back with them that's like Fitz's kid. Grandson, yeah. So he keeps talking about multiverse and how he thinks the multiverse works and how time travel works and stuff like that. So they're diving into that a bit, which is like probably a good thing since they completely are botched from the entire MCU now. Like they're not connected to it anymore because Endgame happened and they didn't go along with it. So
Do you think at the end of the season they're either going to end up in the current, Marvel universe, or do you think the team's just going to not be around at all? Like they're all going to perish.
Okay, so I'll answer my personal feels and then John can go. And then you can go. Personally, I feel that they should end it in the current timeline. This way they can use certain characters like Quake or something like that on the DC or not DC, wrong company, on the Disney Plus series if they want to. Since they're getting rid of, they got rid of the entire Marvel TV division anyways, and it's all under Feige now. So I think that would be the way to go, but knowing like how the guy from the TV and the Feige didn't like really mesh that well, I highly doubt.
Perlmutter or whatever his name was,
Yeah.
Ike.
So yeah, that's my hopes would be that they can make it so they can utilize the characters that don't die by the end of the season anyways.
Yeah. I just assume if anybody dies, they'll just always say there's a way to bring them back.
They'll kill Coulson
I don't know.
for the 500th time.
I don't know. It's a pseudo Joss Whedon-esque type deal, so I could see a lot of people dying, like half the team. But I mean, I think the whole point is they're gonna have Agents of Shield part of it, or like they'll finally start to allude to Sword.
Yeah.
And then they'll leave it like that. It'll be like their version of Angel running after the dragon with the sword.
Which
Almost literally. There you go. They both end with sword references.
They kind of are in the realm of Sword because I mean
Captain Marvel. Fucking
they turn their ship into like a time traveling spaceship now. So it's like they're not even Shield. They're not protecting, and they're literally just like time travelers,
fucking around doing their own thing.
Yeah, they're legends because no one cares where they are.
Yeah. Damn.
What about you, Tivis, man? What do you think? I know you guys haven't seen the first, so
feel like at least some of them are going to perish because I mean, Clark Gregg. I wish he would have been able to return to one of the films.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in Captain
Such
Marvel.
a great guy. Yeah, well, but I do personally. I do also agree. I hope they end up in the current timeline, just because, especially with what happened with Cloak and Dagger and the Runaways. There, just the crossover. I love the continuity shit like that, and that just gets me really excited for what could. Yeah, especially now that they're working so close together, that Ike has finally stopped getting involved.
They canned Cloak and Dagger and all the other stuff, right? Everything else got canceled.
Yeah. Runaways is done.
Right.
Cloak and Dagger's done.
So Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s the only one that's actually getting its own good send-off, because they've announced this is their final season, so they actually made it.
I think Runaways season 3 was also announced as the
Was it?
conclusion.
Okay.
They dropped it all at once though, so
I just figured they
I still
were,
got-
at least working with their Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because that was their first show within their stuff. Give it some peace.
I don't know what's going on with. I still got 3 episodes of Runaways left, and now I'm excited.
Yeah. I
Also, Lockjaw is awesome.
Lockjaw is the only good thing in Inhumans, bro. And if you say otherwise, then I mean,
Isn't that what you get when you don't get your tetanus shot? No. Isn't that what that is?
No, it's what you get when you go down on your girl too much.
Man, you took it to a dark place. Hello.
I mean, it's not that dark down there. Never mind.
You're going down a dangerous path that I can't follow. I don't even know you anymore.
Oh man. Anyways,
guys. Every fucking time. Oh, that's good.
oh boy.
I love Inhumans, and if anyone's unhappy with that, find me on Twitter. I'm not going to tell you where I am.
I'll put it.
Yeah,
in the
I never saw any of the episodes.
I have the whole show, and I thought it was going to be awesome, and I watched it all. Like, I binged it, which binging it made it better than if I would have watched like one episode at a time.
Oh yeah, because you don't want to think about it.
Right. So
it's why I fell off of Mandalorian, dude. It's such an easy watch. I would have watched it all in a day. Like, it's not even like 8 full hours of content. I'm like, I would have finished it in one day, and I would have been like, oh, that was fine. Because I could think about every episode after it was over, I quit after 4. Or no, it was the 5th one when they kill off Ming-Na Wen. I was like, oh, well, now I really don't care.
I think the saving grace for me is I expected it to be god-awful from early reviews, so I went in with that mindset, and it surprised me. It was better than I thought.
This was Mandalorian?
No, Inhumans. I like
Inhumans.
Mandalorian. I'll eat any Star Wars shit I like.
Yeah. Dude, at least it was better than the fucking sequel trilogies. Fucking hell. Like, at least it felt like the old school settings a little bit. There was shit going on.
Yeah.
The Warner Herzog stuff is like some of the best scenes, though.
Oh.
Fucking Carl Weathers is in Predator, man. He's all over the gaff. I can't escape him.
Oh man, hey, Mike, did you see the cover for Predator on HBO Max?
No,
It's like him holding a predator skull. It's like he's got the mask that they always wear at the beginning of the film and take off to show their ugly ass face.
Right.
And you can see his spine coming out like he's holding another predator skull.
That.
No, I didn't see that.
That doesn't make sense to the film.
That's
the first one, right?
The first Predator, or is it the Predator?
Yeah, no, it's the first. I'm pretty sure it's the first one. Let me double check.
Because Arnie's is just Predator.
Now that you say that, there might be a the.
Shane Black's is the Predator. So
yeah.
Studios. It's
damn it! It is the.
It is the Arnie one.
Yeah.
Ugh.
See, I was just going through the list of films really quick. They also have AVP on here.
That one's pretty shit, but it's fun to watch.
No, Requiem.
No, not Requiem. No, no, the first one when they're like, aren't they in like Alaska or some shit?
They
or
go
the
into
Arctic.
the Arctic, and then they go into the tunnel, or they the whatever
Yeah.
down
Like
to
the
the
cave
pyramids
thing.
and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was interesting. It was
I'll
fine.
say, as much hate as Requiem gets, that is a dark film.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah.
nice to see them at least go back to the like crazy like R shit though. But when because that's the one where they lay the eggs in the lady and you can like see
The
them go down.
pregnant
her
lady,
throat.
yeah.
Oh, that is brutal. That's scarring shit right there.
Yeah.
That was a bit much.
That's the exact scene I was thinking of.
Yeah, that was a little brutal. But I mean, you got to remember, the first movie, you're seeing like 3 dummy bodies skinned alive, hung upside down, and like
Yeah.
holes being blown through chests, and Carl Weathers' arm being blown off and shit.
John Hurt.
Oh fuck yeah. Eh. It's all. Oh man, I miss the 80s. I miss the late 70s and 80s, man. That was just good time for film.
Oh.
I know you guys are winding down, but real quick, what did you think of Sonic?
It was a good kids movie. I expected it to be like a 3. I put it somewhere around 4.5, 5. I mean, it was fun. I'd probably watch a sequel. I don't think it has a ton of staying power just because it has a lot of meme jokes and really one-dimensional characters that don't do anything. And by the end of the film, it feels like nothing really happened. Everybody's just kind of back to where they were. But now Sonic lives there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's not bad. I thought Ben Schwartz is Sonic. I thought he did a great job. I like the voice acting.
It's no
and
longer
Jim-
nightmare fuel.
Yeah, and Jim Carrey. It was nice to see Jim Carrey kind of do that again and not be like eating the screen too much.
I've missed him.
It was nice. So yeah, I mean it's fine, definitely watchable, but it's not something I would ever buy. I don't think.
I got the steelbook.
There you go. No, I just like a lot of the imagery. Like I said, I think the prettiest thing is at the end when you can see Sonic coming at him like as a big blue energy ball in his 2 glasses, and he smashes the ship. I'm like, that is just gorgeous to look at.
Oh yeah.
The whole end
So-
fight scene is just fun.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so reminiscent of the video game, so
Yeah,
the original games too.
I think it's the first time ever where I'm completely flipped, where I'm like, the movie's pretty good, and then there's this big CGI battle at the end, and it kind of ruins the movie. Versus like this one was kind of like, oh, okay, I'm kind of sticking with the story, and then the big CGI battle at the end is probably the best part of the film. I was like, really? I was like, it's the complete opposite of how I watch films nowadays.
Yeah.
So
Which the main actor in there is in a show me and Nikki just finished up.
to James Marsters or James
Marsden.
or
Cyclops.
Marsden. There we go. Yeah.
Marsters is Spike.
Yeah. I always mix it up. I can never figure out who's who.
Marsden, he's in the show with Christina Applegate on Netflix called Dead to Me, I think it is. They just dropped their 2nd season. It's a really good show, and you actually get to see him act in that one. Not with like CG fucking like rabbits and hedgehogs.
Yeah, right.
So.
I was gonna.
And the chick who plays Daphne is in there as well.
Oh.
Or Hawkeye's wife, whichever you wanna go.
Oh,
off of.
okay, gotcha.
Or the love interest in Grandma's Boy.
Thank you. That's what I was gonna bring up. It's Linda Cardellini, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
So
The morning show we listened to in Detroit, one of the hosts there, he says he's James Marsden's his rival because when they were younger, they both worked at the same theme park.
that's funny. Because I was gonna say, I was like, we were throwing around like TV shows and then like superhero actors. I was thinking of. Did either of you end up seeing Code 8?
No.
I haven't watched it yet. It's in my thing on Netflix.
It's pretty good. I liked a lot of the world building, but some of the dialogue's a little meh, and Stephen Amell's kind of just
Stephen Amell.
Stephen Amell. But like they had to make him kind of like a henchman too, so it was kind of strange.
As long as he wasn't like, I'm gonna be a detective someday.
It was definitely better than Terminator, fucking TMNT fucking 2. Oof.
Do you think he's gonna be typecast for a while?
Well, he's
No, I
doing
think
the
I think this
heel
heels-
show. Yeah.
I think this heels thing will go well, and I don't know. He's done a lot of guest appearances. I mean, he played a male prostitute in Hung, and then he played a gay like Bible thumping quarterback in an episode of
He's
like
just
two
gotta
episodes
do something
of
with
Blue
his
Mountain
hair,
State.
bro. He's gotta get a different hairstyle and some stuff, so he doesn't look like Arrow for the last 8 years.
Well, the problem is he's had a wig that had long hair, he's had a shaved head, and the spiky uppy hair. And really, for a dude, that's pretty much all you got to go with, unless you want to like start man bunning and
There you go. Do it.
doing like the cable like mohawk.
Do
thing.
something with his eyebrows too.
Yeah, just shave those off, just like Whoopi Goldberg.
Yeah.
No,
them
but
on.
it was like because I was thinking about Robbie Amell's been doing a lot of stuff. And I didn't realize how many like sci-fi thingies he does, but he's about to be in this new show. I don't know if it's already been going out, called Upload. And it,
Yeah.
and it
I was
looks like a
telling you about
digital
that.
version of like a Good Place.
Yeah.
So, and it's from the writers, like, I don't know if he's like the sole writer, but he's like one of the prominent writers for like Parks and Rec, The Office. I think there was one other big hitter in there. And it looks really
It's on
interesting.
Amazon
and Robbie
right
Amell's
now.
like the lead.
It's on Amazon now. I think it dropped already.
It looks really cool.
That's the one I was
kinda wanna
telling
see
you
it.
about that when we did our like lists of whatever streaming shit.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
that
dude.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, I totally don't remember
Yeah.
that.
Upload your consciousness into the VR world when your body dies and shit like that. Yeah. You can either just die or go in there.
Oh.
Yeah. It's
I
pretty
like
cool.
that.
It's pretty cool.
That seems interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm expecting to see when this heel show is like when they're ramping up to advertise it and stuff, do the marketing. I'm expecting to see Amell show up in AEW and do some stuff there, which would be pretty fun. Because I'm pretty sure they stifled what he could have done in WWE when he was there.
Just to not get hurt.
No, not even not to get hurt, but like, come on, he's the Green Arrow. So what's Vince gonna do?
He just stepped
Make
foot
him
in
fucking Green Arrow.
WWE. He's already stifled. That's, the
Right,
people in the crowd get stifled.
right. It's, I don't even understand how some of the older wrestlers are still sticking by that company. It's that paycheck, bro.
Money.
Paycheck.
Money.
Like Stone
The
Cold,
Undertaker
you know,
just signed 5 more years.
5 more fucking years. Well, that's what 5 matches for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. Couple appearances, they'll just put him on a rascal,
Right.
like shaped like a casket, and he'll just come out at WrestleMania and go ring the bell and then just go back.
He's not even that old though. He looks a lot older than
He looks
is.
pretty fucking ragged, dude.
Dude, he like
Oh.
compared to some of the other wrestlers that are around his age.
Well, it's because he's died like 5 times, Michael.
Oh yeah, I forgot that does a number on your body, right?
Well, killed Kylo Ren.
I was wrong. Yeah, last year he signed a 15-year deal.
Jesus Christ.
He's in this fifth. He's 55 now, so yeah, that's about. Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if Vince like pulls some shit and like just gives the company the mark instead of his fucking kids.
Oh my god.
Honestly, if I was in Vince's shoes, that's what I would do, just to fuck with him. Be
You
like,
bad
yeah,
person.
yeah. Oh, you want what is it? NXT? Here you
Oh.
go, Undertaker. You can have NXT.
Jesus.
That would actually be a good storyline for them to do in the show. Actually,
Oh, Jesus.
I'm
I don't know. I think they're kind of burnt out on manager type stuff. William Regal's the only one around because he's barely done anything.
Yeah. Well, I heard they brought Kurt Angle. They fired Kurt Angle during this COVID shit, and then they brought him back, right?
Not to my knowledge. The only one, Ric Flair's contract expired, and then he signed a new one the same day the news broke.
Because where is he gonna go right now?
Yeah.
He doesn't wrestle either anymore. He just shows up. Those are just appearance contracts, basically. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
Put him on Kimmy Schmidt.
Fuck no.
Did you guys see that movie?
no, I did not.
It's worth it.
Wait, what?
the Kimmy Schmidt interactive movie. Oops, sorry.
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the
The
Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt from fucking Netflix.
Yeah.
She got a
No,
movie.
I just seen a couple episodes of the show.
Oh,
It's
keep
pretty
watching.
funny. It's pretty funny.
All right. Well, speaking of not so funny, I think it's time to go.
No, that's pretty.
Do you
fucking
got
hilarious.
any? Do you got anything else, Tivis?
No, I mean I could just keep talking all day, but
Same.
All right, man. Well, with that, then, thank you again, Tivis, for coming on to another episode of Operation Babble. We are tired if people can't fucking tell.
And
Just-
you from what I've gathered from this is Zack Snyder is the best director, and HBO Max is the best streaming service.
correct.
And Rise
quote
of
fr- quote from
Skywalker was the
Tivis, right?
best ever Star Wars film, right? Is that?
Well, I figured everybody knew that. If you
Okay.
don't like it, you're a sexist bigot who hates trans monkeys.
What? Trans monkeys.
I,
I
don't
had
know, man.
fun with it.
Also, Disney is the best production company in the world. Right?
Oh, and Apple, you're the best.
There we go.
Steve Jobs' legacy lives on.
Buscemi.
This
Oh
is,
yeah, gotta get that Steve Buscemi.
I think Tivis is the only one like wide awake right now, and we're just both just like.
Oh
whatever.
yeah, I've been up for hours.
See?
No, I got up at 6, man.
You've been up before me.
my brain. It's just my brain, dude. Look, the interview, like, because Tivis. Well, okay, Tivis. Okay. So you don't know. So you
Don't
probably
ruin
didn't-
the episode for him.
Well, because I don't really want him to listen to it if it's gonna make him uncomfortable.
No, he's gonna
And-
listen to everything we do. It doesn't matter.
And because for people who may not have listened to the episode or whatever, or don't want to based on seeing her account or whatever, just because it's not your bag, we had an adult film star, like online entertainer, like cam girl, on to kind of talk about the business and stuff. And thank God she was actually really funny and like actually watched a lot of like nerdy shit. So we got into talks about like director's cuts and stuff like that too. So she's in the know, which
so
is cool.
we've been doing a lot of repetitive stuff the last few episodes.
It's kind of what, well, to be fair, it's like the biggest topics, and I'm sure those
Yeah.
are the things everybody wants to talk about right now.
right.
Which that my wife was not. I told her like, yeah, they already got something planned for this week, so I'll just see. Hopefully I'm free next week. Chat with the guys, and then like, oh, we're gonna film. She's like, is she gonna be on there?
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. So yeah, she was. So it's like, yeah, we get a little in depth. We're not like being insane, but it's like just. I thought all like the technical stuff and all the business behind it was really interesting.
Yeah.
And she's
There's some stuff
like,
I'm
extremely
gonna ask
knowledgeable.
her if we get her on another time or something like that, because there was some other shit that she had done that I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I want to hear more about this. Not necessarily like all the industry stuff, but just like a project that I had seen that she was working on. So
yeah, all the basic stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like it's nice to see where technology is going, and especially somebody who has been in it like for almost a decade. It's like
said
so she's
7
seen
years,
the
I
paradigm
think she
shifts.
said. Yeah.
So, yeah, Tivis, if you get a little squeamish, I would probably skip the newer episode.
But no, it's not bad at all. It's
Not that bad.
It's
but-
professionally
don't-
done. It's good. It's just a lot of industry talk, and it's not even necessarily like the adult industry, but more like just the entertainment industry. You can put everything that's said in that episode to every.
well,
aspect.
we literally made the analogy to professional wrestling to like
Yeah.
making like a video like a Girls Gone Wild, because it's like you think it's all real and stuff, but it's
Right.
all like
Spoiler.
It's
Well,
it's like reality TV type stuff.
That's the morning show I listen to is called Dave and Chuck the Freak. They get into a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Oh, then you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
we don't talk
And,
about STDs this time, Tivis, so you're good.
Yeah, we did Star Trek Discovery.
Oh yeah. Shit. All right. With that said, thank you, Tivis, for showing up again.
Dude, he pulled the fucking eject cord.
My quote.
thank
for
you guys
today-
for having me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's
No
nice having you on,
problem.
Tivis. Keep watching Stargirl. I have things to say.
All right, so my quote for today is from Predator from 1987 by our man Jesse the Body Ventura.
The governor of my state, or former governor of the state that is on fire right now in Minneapolis.
It wouldn't be if he was still governor, now would it?
I know he would have came out with Painless or whatever. This is the name of the minigun from the movie.
From the character Blaine. And I'm not going to say the first part of this because I don't want to say a certain word in there to offend people.
Yeah, good call. No, it's a good call.
So here we go.
You're censoring the movie.
No, I'm just not saying the first part of the sentence.
Yeah, shut up,
like
Disney. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Netflix.
I mean, all right, fine. Do you want
no, don't do it. I was kidding.
I was
kidding.
All right, here we go. No.
Oh, God.
I'll push you.
I mean, he could say it anyway and change it in post. You'll never know.
See?
Oh, that's too much work.
Yeah, see.
All right, ready?
Okay.
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus just like me.
Hell yeah.
And if you want to know what he says right before that, go ahead and look it up.
It was him with tobacco. It's like the first line of dialogue that he gives in the film, I believe.
Almost, yeah.
If you haven't seen Predator, go fucking watch it. It's a fucking great film.
Agreed.
So good. Oh my God. Anyway, maybe that's what I'll go do. I'll go rewatch it again. All right. Later, nerds.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble. And join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Don't forget to find Myke on all social platforms, including YouTube, by searching Myke Shrews, MYKESHREWS. You can find John on Instagram and YouTube via Bald Man Bad. Thanks and have a great day.